If you're over 60, the bread you eat could be quietly shaping your health for better or worse. Sounds dramatic? It's not. Picture this. You're standing in the bread aisle, surrounded by a sea of loaves, rolls, and buns. Most of us grab the same kind of bread out of habit. But what if I told you that your daily choice could add years to your life or take them away? A major 2023 study from Harvard followed more than 90,000 adults over 60 for 2 decades. What they found was eye-opening. Those who consistently chose the right types of bread had a 43% lower risk of heart disease, and they lived over 7 years longer on average than those who didn't. And here's the kicker. Once you hit your 60s, your body starts processing bread differently. Your digestion slows, your metabolism changes, and your blood sugar becomes more sensitive to the kinds of carbohydrates you eat, especially those found in bread. So in this video, we're going to break down the 4 types of bread you absolutely should be eating after 60, and the 4 you really need to avoid. One of these breads even cut arthritis pain nearly in half and improved memory in seniors in a recent study. Chances are it's sitting in your grocery store right now, and most people walk right past it. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments how old you are, where you're watching from, and what your favorite type of bread is. We read every comment, and your stories help others too. Now, let's start with the 4 best breads for your health after 60.
Bread 4. Sprouted grain bread. Nature's original loaf. Let's start with one of the most underrated superfoods hiding in plain sight. Sprouted grain bread. This isn't your average slice of toast. Sprouted grain bread is made the old-fashioned way, by soaking whole grains until they sprout, then grinding them into flour. It's a method our ancestors used for centuries, and science is finally catching up to explain why it works so well, especially for older adults. Here's what makes it special. As grains sprout, enzymes begin breaking down starches and proteins, making them easier for your aging digestive system to absorb. In a 2023 UCLA study, 73% of seniors who switched to sprouted grain bread reported less bloating, gas, and stomach discomfort in just 8 weeks. Blood tests from the same study showed something even more important. Sprouting reduces phytic acid by over 80%. That's the stuff that blocks your body from absorbing key minerals and can irritate your gut lining. And while sprouted green bread has just as many carbs as regular bread, it doesn't cause the same blood sugar spikes. According to the Glycemic Index Foundation, it has a glycemic index of just 36, compared to 51 for whole wheat and 75 for white bread. But the real magic? The nutrients. Sprouting boosts vitamin C by 600%, B vitamins by 300%, and even produces natural anti-inflammatory compounds called benzoaxanoids. A German study found that eating sprouted grain bread every day increased folate and B12 absorption, 2 nutrients many seniors are dangerously low in. Now, you won't usually find this bread in the regular bread aisle. It's typically kept in the freezer section because it's preservative-free and spoils faster. Just pop slices straight from the freezer into the toaster. The taste? Nutty, dense, and full of whole grain texture. Try it in the morning with almond butter and banana, or alongside a bowl of soup. Brands like Ezekiel 49, Silver Hills, and Alvarado Street Bakery are good places to start. Yes, it costs a bit more, usually around $5 a loaf, but you're not just buying bread. You're buying something that feeds your gut, fuels your energy, and supports your brain. And that's worth every penny.
Bread 3. Authentic sourdough. The gut-friendly loaf with old-world roots. Sourdough isn't just trendy. It's one of the most gut-friendly, blood sugar-stabilizing breads you can eat. And for anyone over 60, that's no small thing. Real sourdough is made from just 3 ingredients: flour, water, and a natural starter,
wild yeast and beneficial bacteria that ferment the dough slowly over many hours. And it's this slow fermentation that unlocks powerful benefits. A 2022 study in food microbiology found that older adults who swapped their regular bread for real sourdough experienced 26% less bloating and more regular bowel movements. That's because the friendly bacteria in sourdough act as prebiotics, feeding the good microbes in your gut that support immunity, digestion, and even your mood. But it doesn't stop at digestion. Thanks to the fermentation, sourdough also has a much lower glycemic index than most breads. That means it won't spike your blood sugar like white bread or even many whole wheat breads often do. In a University of Toronto study, seniors who ate sourdough at breakfast saw just 45% of the usual blood sugar spike compared to those eating regular bread. If you're managing prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or energy crashes, this could be a game changer. Plus, sourdough naturally preserves more B vitamins and magnesium, nutrients crucial for healthy muscles, nerves, and brain function as we age. What should you look for? Find a true sourdough made with whole grains and a natural starter. No shortcuts like commercial yeast or added sour flavors. It should have a firm, crackly crust, a chewy interior, and that classic tangy taste. Toast it. Top it with avocado or an egg. Pair it with soup or salad. Just 2 slices a day can improve digestion, energy, and blood sugar stability. And if you bake at home, sourdough is surprisingly forgiving. Plus, the smell as it bakes, pure comfort.
Bread 2. Whole grain rye, the unsung hero for heart and blood sugar health. Rye bread might not be as flashy as sourdough or as trendy as sprouted grain, but don't overlook it, especially if you care about your heart and blood sugar. Rye is naturally packed with soluble fiber, particularly a type called arabinoxylan. This special fiber binds to cholesterol in your digestive system and helps your body flush it out. A clinical trial in Finland found that seniors who ate just 2 slices of whole grain rye bread daily reduced their LDL, bad cholesterol, by 16% in 3 months. But rye's real strength lies in how it affects your blood sugar. Unlike white or even whole wheat bread, rye is digested slowly. That means your blood sugar stays more stable, no spikes, no crashes. That's critical after 60, when blood sugar swings can increase your risk of type 2 diabetes, nerve pain, and memory issues. The same study showed rye eaters had 22% lower fasting insulin levels, an indicator of better metabolic health. And lower insulin means less belly fat, more energy, and less inflammation. When buying rye, look for whole grain rye or whole rye flour as the first ingredient. Avoid the pale, fluffy loaves that are mostly wheat flour with a bit of rye flavoring and caramel coloring. Real rye bread is darker, denser, and slightly tangy. It's excellent for sandwiches, especially with turkey or smoked salmon, and it pairs beautifully with soups, cheeses, and even nut butter. If you struggle with constipation, a common issue as we age, rye's unique fiber content can also help you keep regular. Simple, hearty, and deeply nourishing. Rye deserves a spot in your kitchen. Bread 1. 100% whole grain seeded bread, the longevity powerhouse. If you want one bread that checks every box, nutrient-rich, gut-friendly, heart-protective, anti-inflammatory, this is it. 100% whole grain seeded bread, especially varieties packed with pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame, or chia, might just be the most powerful bread you can eat after 60. A massive 15-year study from the Copenhagen Heart Research Center tracked over 18,000 older adults. Those who ate seeded whole grain bread every day had a 47% lower risk of death from any cause. Not only that, they lived nearly 5 years longer on average than those who ate white bread.
That's not just a statistic, it's quality time. More years with your family, more energy to enjoy your life. Why is it so powerful? It's all about synergy. Whole grains provide fiber, B vitamins, and antioxidants. Seeds bring in healthy fats, protein, magnesium, and anti-inflammatory compounds. Together, they fuel your body, protect your cells, and nourish your gut. Researchers found that these breads contain over 30 bioactive compounds that reduce inflammation, support brain health, and even protect DNA from age-related damage. To get these benefits, look for loaves labeled 100% whole grain or 100% whole wheat. Avoid breads that say just wheat bread or multigrain. Those often contain mostly refined flour. The first ingredient should be whole grain flour, and you should see visible seeds throughout the loaf. Toast it, use it for sandwiches, tear it into salads, even turn it into healthy French toast. And for the best blood sugar control, pair it with protein or healthy fats like eggs, avocado, or nut butter. Whole grain seeded bread isn't just food, it's fuel for your future.
The 4 breads you should avoid after 60. Now that we've covered the best breads for healthy aging, it's time to flip the script. These next 4 breads may be sitting in your kitchen right now, and while they might taste familiar, comforting, or even healthy on the surface, they could be quietly working against your heart, blood sugar, digestion, and long-term energy. Let's break down what to watch for and what to swap them with instead. Bread 4. White bread, the classic loaf that's past its prime. We all know it. Many of us grew up with it. Soft, fluffy, white bread. But once you're over 60, that childhood favorite becomes one of the worst things you can regularly eat. Why? White bread is made from refined wheat flour that's been stripped of its fiber, vitamins, and minerals. What you're left with is basically processed starch, digested lightning fast, causing your blood sugar to spike, crash, and trigger more cravings. That roller coaster effect can drain your energy, harm your metabolism, and accelerate aging. In a 2022 study published in Diabetes Care, seniors who ate white bread daily had a 46% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes, a 33% faster decline in memory over just 5 years. And because white bread lacks fiber, it doesn't support healthy digestion. Many older adults notice more constipation, bloating, or irregular bowel movements when eating it frequently. Even worse, most white bread is made with enriched flour. That means synthetic vitamins are sprayed back in after milling, trying to replace what nature already had right in the whole grain. It's like taking the roof off your house, throwing away the insulation, then patching it up with duct tape. If you love the taste of white bread, don't worry. You don't have to give it up entirely, but treat it like an occasional treat, not a daily habit. Instead, try soft texture alternatives made with 100% whole grains or sourdough for better flavor and far better health. 3. Sweetbreads and pastries, sugar bombs in disguise. Who doesn't love a warm cinnamon roll or a morning Danish with coffee? These soft, sweet, buttery treats are nostalgic and delicious. But for older adults, they're a ticking time bomb for blood sugar, inflammation, and energy crashes. Sweetbreads and pastries are usually made from the worst combination possible: refined white flour, added sugar, and industrial oils. That's a recipe for inflammation, insulin spikes, and metabolic overload. In a 2023 Lancet review, seniors who ate sweet pastries more than 4 times a week had a 44% higher risk of developing metabolic syndrome, a dangerous combo of high blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol.
increased joint pain, skin aging, and higher rates of anxiety and depression. It's not just about weight gain. Sugar triggers inflammation in nearly every tissue, your joints, your arteries, even your brain. Over time, that contributes to arthritis, fatigue, poor sleep, and a weakened immune system. Instead of reaching for packaged pastries, try baking your own healthier options using mashed banana, applesauce, oats, or whole grain flour. And when you do indulge, pair sweetbreads with a little protein or healthy fat, like a handful of nuts, to slow digestion and soften the blood sugar impact. Craving something sweet? Your body might not need sugar. It could be asking for fiber, protein, or even better sleep. Pay attention to those signals. Bread number 2. Potato bread, the hidden starch trap. At first glance, potato bread sounds harmless. Potatoes are vegetables, right? But here's the truth. Commercial potato bread is often just white bread with added starch and sugar to make it extra soft and fluffy. It's low in fiber, low in nutrients, and high in quick-burning carbs, which is exactly what your body doesn't need more of after 60. A 2021 study in the Journal of Geriatric Cardiology found that older adults who ate potato bread 3 or more times per week had a 37% higher risk of insulin resistance, increased waist circumference and belly fat. Worse still, many brands sneak in 2 to 3 teaspoons of added sugar per slice. That doesn't just affect blood sugar. It ramps up inflammation, weakens immunity, and drains your energy over time. Potato bread is also low in minerals like magnesium and potassium, which are vital for healthy muscles, blood pressure, and nerve function as we age. Love that soft texture? Try making your own version at home with real mashed potatoes and whole wheat flour. Or better yet, switch to sprouted grain or whole grain seeded breads that offer flavor and real fuel for your body.
Bread number 1. Gluten-free white bread made with starch flours, the most misleading health bread. Gluten-free doesn't always mean better. In fact, many store-bought gluten-free white breads are made from ultra-refined starches like white rice flour, tapioca starch, and potato starch, all of which digest faster than regular white flour. That means they spike your blood sugar even more than traditional white bread, without offering any fiber, protein, or nutrients in return. In a 2022 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, seniors who ate gluten-free white bread daily for 6 months had 54% higher blood sugar spikes, 21% increase in LDL bad cholesterol, worse sleep, more joint pain, and higher anxiety scores. That's because starch-based breads don't nourish your gut, your energy, or your metabolism. They're often packed with gums and emulsifiers to create texture, but little to no real nutrition. If you need to eat gluten-free for medical reasons, choose breads made from whole grain gluten-free flours like brown rice, buckwheat, quinoa, millet, sorghum. These options offer far more fiber, minerals, and blood sugar control. And always read the label. If the first ingredients sound like a chemistry experiment, it's best to leave it on the shelf. If you've made it this far, congratulations! You now know more about bread and aging than most people ever will. The truth is, many of us eat bread every day without thinking twice. But once you're over 60, every slice matters. The right choices can fuel your energy, protect your heart, sharpen your mind, and even add years to your life. So now it's your turn. Which bread do you eat most often? Are you planning to try a new one after watching this? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you, and your story might help someone else make a life-changing swap. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more science-backed health tips made just for seniors. You've got the knowledge. Now go enjoy your bread, the kind your body will thank you for.